I'm out in the garage today in my little garden corner where I have all my tools and things that I can easily take out into the backyard. And I wanted to share with you, I thought it might be fun to share my essential tools that I have used for years. And it might surprise you, the list is a little bit shorter than what you think. There's only 9 tools that I consider essential in having a successful garden, or at least it helps you have a successful garden. And stick to the end, because I also have a bonus tool that I wish I would have had sooner. So I want to make sure I share that one with you as well. My first essential tool is a pair of work gloves. You can see these have done some serious time, but they have a leather palm, easy to get on, easy to get off, protects the nails, a little bit easier to dig. So find yourself a garden work glove that you can easily do a lot of different tasks with. I really like these ones. Sometimes I use my bare hands, but if you're doing any soil work or digging and stuff, a good set of garden gloves is certainly one essential piece you should have. Next is get yourself a really nice garden trowel. So my 3 top favorites are these. This one has more of a scoop if you are planting a container with plants. This is good for scooping soil from, let's say, a bag that you're going to backfill into the container. I like the point on this one. It's good for digging, getting in there if you have a little bedding plant, something like that. So that's another favorite of mine. And this is just a really good all-purpose, doesn't have as big of a shovel on it, but gets in there. It's a little bit wider than the one I just showed you. My third garden tool that I so love is kind of a dangerous one. It's a hori knife. So it's a Japanese knife specifically designed for gardening. It has a serrated blade on here. It's really sharp. And another straight edge blade. Also has measurements on it, so you can see the measures of depth. But this so comes in handy for if you're opening a bag of soil, if you have something that's really root bound, you can get in there and almost saw some of those roots. The Japanese hori knife is certainly a valuable tool in your essential garden kit. Next up is kind of a favorite. It is called a dibber, and as you can see, you use it like this. So if this is your planting soil level, you just plunge this into the soil. It's got 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, all the graduated measurements on it. So if you're putting in a bedding plant, instead of digging, just push this into the soil, and it makes a perfect little pocket to pop that bedding plant in. You can also drag it through loose soil to make a little row for planting seeds. So that is a dibber. This one is made out of wood. I actually got it off Etsy, and I can leave the link in the description for you. So next in line for essential gardening tools is just some regular jute twine. You are always going to be tying up a tomato bush that has kind of, gotten really tall and needs some support, or tying up your little vines so that they can keep climbing a trellis. So just having a good weight of twine on hand, or jute twine, is always good. I also made a little, just with a stick and some twine, for when you're pulling a row for seeds, so that you can get straight lines in your garden bed. You just put that into the soil, and then you have a line to follow so that you can get a nice straight line for your seed bed. I have 3 different kinds of snips here. So they each do something different. This is more your basic cutting tool. It's got a little lock on it. It's just a bypass pruner. So this will cut like a branch, maybe the size of your little finger. It's good for just all-purpose cutting. And I especially like the lock because then they're not getting damaged. The blades aren't getting damaged. This is my floral scissors. These I leave only for when I'm doing cut flowers so that you get that nice clean cut and you're not contaminating from cutting something else that was maybe diseased and then doing a floral cutting. So these I always make sure I use only for flower cutting. And then for certain more fine trimming of things is a really fine pair of garden snips. So these I would use when I trim the topiaries. They don't need to be trimmed right now, but if I am, you can get really in there because it's a fine, precise cut. I have 3 different kinds of snips, but each doing something different. So depending on the job you're doing, you may find that, you want to get all 3. If you're just starting out, certainly you don't need all 3. This is your basic all-purpose pruner that will get the job done and is very sturdy and handy. You'll have them a long time. This is my favorite watering wand. It is always got just a nice gentle shower type of water system, a nice on off, and a foam covered handle, so it's comfy on the hand. So if you're shopping for a watering wand, this is my favorite, that's for sure. When you're gardening, sometimes you spend a lot of time on your knees, digging, things like that, planting things, and sometimes the soil is a little bit harsh or rough or gravelly. So I always use a nice kneeling pad. This is a really dense foam one. Again, I've had it forever. It looks like I've had it forever. And you can't just go wrong with one of these. It comes in handy very much. My next garden essential tool isn't really a tool, but it's certainly a favorite. I have just a pair of slip-on garden clogs that are waterproof. They have a little bit of a grip on the bottom. Waterproof, you can just slip them on easy. I leave them at the back door, and if you need to go out and grab some herbs or something, I always know that they're there. And I like that the toe is covered because if the grass is a little bit dewy or anything in the morning, you can go out there and not get your feet wet. Another favorite essential, not so much of a tool, but an essential gardening item is a really good hat. So find yourself, you probably even have one already, a good hat with a larger brim on it to protect you from the sun and just shade your face, your eyes from the sun. Sun prevention is very important. This one has a little slide on the leather strap here, so if it's windy, I can do that so it doesn't blow off. But for sure, get yourself a really cute hat. Alrighty, we've got to the part where I share the tool that I wish I would have had years ago. I finally just bought one. I don't know why I haven't had it, but I wanted to make sure you guys know about it so that you can get one sooner than what I did. So it is actually this little, it's a metal garden auger. It's about 3-inch diameter. This one I think is 12 inches long. And you just put it into the end of a drill, open it up, make sure it's on there tight. So let's say you're planting tulip bulbs or bulbs in the fall. You just run this in, run it down. Kind of saves you a lot of arm work, to be honest. Or if you kind of just get a really stubborn part, like you hit some clay and you just need that soil to loosen up a little bit, totally worth it. This, I don't know why I didn't have this long ago, so that's why I'm sharing it. Just straight down into the dirt. There you go. That is my lineup for my favorite garden tools that I think are essential so that you can have an easy time planting your garden. If you're a first-time gardener, you maybe don't know what exactly it is you need to start a little garden. And it can be honestly kind of intimidating out there because there is a lot of products out there. But for starting out, if you just start with a few of these pieces and build off of it from that, you will certainly enjoy it a lot more, and it makes it a little bit more fun if you have the right tool for the job. So I hope this helps you out. Send me a comment if you have any questions or have any tools that you consider essential and that you can do without, because I'm always interested to know what everybody else is having as well, because again, I didn't have one of these and now I do, and I'm pretty excited about it. So like and subscribe so that we can both grow together, and until next time, happy gardening.